Hey, what's going on, you guys? The Freak here, coming at you. Well, I'm jumping into a challenge anyway that I was given. I Am Jaeger posted on the Strange Gaming channel about 3 or 4 days ago. For each of us that does content creation, that does videos, to do the speech jammer challenge. And you might have noticed I'm wearing some earbuds here, my Jaybird X2s. I already can't really hear myself very well, so my volume might be all kinds of messed up, but let me jump into the app here. And the speech jammer challenge, and basically what the app does, if I can get it to focus there, is it actually gives you a voice delay. So it'll listen on the microphone that I have here and listen to what I say, but it'll process it with, I don't know, about 150, actually I have it set for 150 milliseconds. It should just be above that because they say Android's processing blah blah blah. Anyway, so I have it set for 150 milliseconds, and they give you a few famous things to read. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the challenge on and see how well I do at 150 milliseconds. So let's see. Oh, I just turned it on and that's already bad. So they have Hamlet, Jabberwocky, Alice in Wonderland, and the JFK Moon speech. I think I'm going to do the JFK JFK Moon speech. Alright, so let's see how well I do. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone. Our efforts in space from the low to high here as among the most important decisions that will be made during my incumbency in the office of the presidency. In the last 24 hours, we have seen facilities now being created for the greatest and most complex exploration in man's history. We have seen the site where the F1 rocket engines, which each one as powerful as all 8 engines of the Saturn combined. This is hard. To be built at Cape Canaveral as tall as a 48-story structure, as wide as a city block and as long as 2 lengths of this field. Within these last 19 months, and at least 45 satellites have circled the Earth. Some 40 of them were made in the United States of America. And they were far more sophisticated and supplied far more knowledge to the people of the world than those of the Soviet Union. When I go back to correct myself, it makes it even harder. Transit satellites are helping our ships at sea to steer a safer course. Tiro satellite. God, this is so hard. Okay, I've got to stop so I can actually talk. Advertisement. This thing is really loud right now. Anyway, that's a lot harder than you really think it is. Because when you get focused in on the actual reading, if you focus on the sound of your voice kind of radiating up through your jawbone or up through your skull, basically, to your own eardrums, it's a little easier, but you kind of have to focus on the reading and that at the same time. But if you just focus on the reading and your ears just kind of listen to whatever the clearer audio is, which is going to be, whatever you're hearing from the earbuds themselves. Wow, that was pretty bad. Let's bring the timing back. Let's say we cut it back to, 90 milliseconds instead of 150. I feel like this is going to be a lot harder just because it's a minor delay, so I'm going to end up trying to listen to this. Let's go with Hamlet. That sounds interesting. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles of God, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is to heir to. The oppressor Wrong. The proud man's contumely. Contumely? Anyway. That patient merit of the unworthy takes. Okay, I'll give this shorter delay a little bit. This is a little bit harder. But that the dread of something under death. After death. This is harder. These advertisements are kind of killer, but I gotta give it credit. The app makes it difficult. You know what? Let's change it up because I think the microphone in the back here isn't making it as loud, which makes it a little easier for me. So I'm gonna be right back because I'm gonna disconnect these puppies. And I'm gonna try using regular headphones. Let's see what we get. What is that? I found another pair of headphones. Awesome. The only problem is they don't have a microphone on them, so it's not gonna be in front of me. So I'm gonna try it with the phone like in front of me here and see how well it does with me reading. Let's try Alice in Wonderland. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister at the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading. Wow. But it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what was the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? That's a lot harder. Even saying that was difficult. So she was considering in her own mind as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid. Whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies. Well, these advertisements are killer. You could probably hear that. Speech jammer, control yourself with these advertisements. Guys, that was fun. Because I had done that before. I had done something like that before where when I was playing League of Legends, I wanted to play with headphones on so I could hear the game sounds very well. And I wanted to be able to hear everything and talk and no problem. And I came across the situation where I would have that delay and it was just killer. My buddy Travis was sitting across from me like, dude, wow, that was really bad. What are you saying? And I'm like, basically, that was basically how that went. Dylan, I'm challenging you. You're next. That and Gur, you're next. And yeah, sure, Queen Crystal, too. Why not? Let's get everybody going. And Akibob. Yeah, Akibob, you're up too. Anyway, guys, if there's anybody I missed, I'm pretty sure I'll put them in the description down there. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.